The pandemic changed the world in so many ways, right? And for example, delayed honors that were long overdue. The Pride of Broken Arrow band director Darrin Davis is finally in the Music for All's Bands of America Hall of Fame. He was supposed to be honored in 2020, but, you know, everything happened. One could argue the Pride of Broken Arrow, one of the most high-profile bands in the state, winning 4 national championships in 16 years. Darrin is here with me this morning. Good morning, Darrin.
Good morning.
So how does it feel? You were inducted in 2020, but you were just honored a few weeks ago. How does it feel?
It feels great. I had gone to Indianapolis in 2020 to actually do their induction ceremony, and that's exactly the day that the pandemic shut everything down. So 2 years later, I finally get inducted.
You know, we've talked over the years at Spirit Stick pep rallies. You always had the band, you know, ready for me, and I always appreciated you so much as we show some of this video from your induction. Was this ever a goal to be in a Hall of Fame, to be recognized? What was your goal when you started out?
Well, my goal was to provide great experiences for kids, and you know, success breeds success. As kids become more proficient in what they do and they have better experiences, you know, that created a culture at Broken Arrow that I think is unlike anything else when it comes to the band world.
And this was just a few weeks ago, these pictures here that you just saw with you in the pink tie. What's your story? Take me from the beginning. How did you get here from where you started from?
Well, I started as a band student at Broken Arrow High School, and I always thought that I was going to pursue a career in engineering, and I was inspired by my teachers, by Professor Ken Grass, who went on to the University of Tulsa, and Tom Stout inspired me to want to share my love for music with other students. And you know, the only job I've ever had has been at Broken Arrow. I'm celebrating my 30th year with the Broken Arrow schools, and I can't imagine being anyplace else.
My goodness, 30 years. How does that sound? 30 years.
Yeah,
how does that sound to
it's
you?
not possible. I'm not old enough to have taught 30 years.
Yeah, you sure don't look like it. I know we have a lot of bands in Oklahoma, and in fact, over the years with, again, Spirit Stick, the band parents were always some of the most passionate in the best way. How do you become and create that culture of a nationally recognized marching band where you just kind of are the cream of the crop in America?
Well, it starts with kids, and it starts with an incredible administration. But there is no substitute for surrounding myself with the best teachers in America, that we all lock arm in arm to teach these kids to maybe see the best in themselves when they don't see it in what they can do, to inspire kids to be better than they ever thought they could be. But there is no substitute for having committed students that want to achieve greatness and are willing to go the extra mile.
And what does it take to be a competitive band, too? Because we just saw the ensemble that you direct. You also, you know, direct a band as you're sitting there in those cold bleachers playing the fight song, right? But then there's a next level up, right? Where now we're competing. It's extremely choreographed. It's very physical. How do you take it to that next level with the same kids? Well,
you know, it's a sliding priority, right? We want to be state of the art in what we do, but we still have to be entertaining to our home crowd. And so that's a difficult balance to achieve every year. But one thing about Broken Arrow is we may be different. A couple of years ago we did a patriotic show, did a show that celebrated our American culture. So every year we do something different, but we want to be very Broken Arrow in everything that we do.
I have to ask, because obviously you were supposed to get this award during the pandemic in March of 2020. Was there a point during the pandemic where you're like, boy, 28 years is a great run. I'm just kind of done. Was that, as I know a lot of teachers just struggled with a lot during the pandemic.
You know, that's universal. We have had to reinvent ourselves to find new ways to engage kids through the pandemic, but we're slowly returning back to normal. And I think that extracurricular activities, I think band keeps students involved, the fine arts keeps students involved in something that gets them a chance to belong, gives them a reason to come to school, and that's what it's all about.
Any last comments here? I know that Darrin, have you thought about when it's time to retire? Has that popped up? I know all the great coaches, all the great directors get asked this question, but have you thought, okay, I think I can retire when this?
Well, I've had a great run for sure, and there's no there's nothing that would make me more proud than continue to see the Broken Arrow Band be more successful far after my time is done. And there will be no, one thing I'll never forget is Bands of America allowed our students to come on the field with me when I was inducted into the Bands of America Hall of Fame. I had ugly tears for how much those kids meant to me and for them to be there for that special moment in my life.
Well, Darrin Davis, congratulations. Here's to many more years of you directing the Pride of Broken Arrow. Just a big honor. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.